with greykarn from Dreamhack to talk a bit about the Dreamhack Masters.
Yes.
First off, what kind of support do you get from the Skåne region?
Yeah, it's many different things. Obviously we're working with Malmö Arena here and rent the entire building from them, but then we also have support from both the city itself and also Event in Skåne, which is kind of one of the overarching event supporters that the region have. And it's everything from getting help with marketing and getting the word out to we're having breakfast meetings with the local businesses and companies here, and we also team up on obviously producing and doing this event as good as possible. Yeah, so that's in short what we're doing.
What about the future with the Masters concept?
I mean, we created Dreamhack Masters last year when we did our first Dreamhack Masters Malmö, and then we did a second edition at Vegas, and I think we found a formula to do 2 Masters per year, and we're definitely going to do 2 new Masters next year. In which city or where we do it, we haven't really decided yet. We're probably going to decide in the coming weeks, but we're super satisfied with Malmö and the result here, both for the response we have from players on site, but also how much viewership we get and kind of the overall feedback around the event. So it's very likely that we return here, but you never know. It's a lot of cities that are actually interested in having a Dreamhack Masters, and we see also possibilities to bring the event to other cities.
Okay, so other cities in Sweden or all over the world?
It's cities definitely from all over the world that we're talking to, but I mean also in the Nordics. I mean we suddenly have 2 more Danish events with Blast Pro Series and ESL Pro League Odense. So obviously we're following the trends and following what's going on and see where we can put this event next year. But it's definitely a mix of looking at the international CS:GO calendar, but also looking at local conditions. Like we found a very good date this year, since we're after the player vacation, and it's in our opinion a very good date also for Malmö. So we will see for next year how it turns out.
The plan is to have at least 4 events. Masters event per year?
We're gonna do 2 Dreamhack Masters.
Okay.
Continue to do 2. Just like this year, we're gonna do 2.
Okay. But it's not sure that it will be Vegas and Malmö?
No.
Okay. What's the best thing about doing a Masters event in Malmö and Sweden?
I mean, in general, I think it's an extremely engaged audience. People are excited about it, but also that Sweden have one of the biggest Counter-Strike communities in the world, and also have so good teams in Fnatic and NIP and so on. But also it's home soil of Dreamhack. It's where it all started with Dreamhack back in the day. So I mean, it's our home country. So obviously it's special, and yeah. I think it's special just this setting that we have here, a huge CS:GO tournament in an arena. I think just a couple of years ago this was impossible, and now we can actually have this event to kind of gather the entire CS:GO community in the Nordics.
How many visitors do you estimate you have been having on this event so far?
I think we're going to land in a similar number as last year, somewhere between 10,000 to 12,000 people. We will figure it out probably end of day or tomorrow when we're still selling tickets actually. And there's a few buying tickets now to see the final, so we will see.
What's your biggest wish with this event as of right now? What do you want to improve?
I think we still can improve the event experience. I think we did a lot of cool things last year with, for example, break entertainment between matches and other stuff. I think we can also probably create even more side activities around the event. I think in terms of stage show and the actual tournament, I think it's a little bit much more up to Mark Winter, that is our tournament director and responsible for Dreamhack Masters, and he's definitely our CSGO, our number one CSGO guy in the company. But I think we did some changes this year, for example, with the changing the schedule, where we did 2 streams first day, and then we played best of 3s. The 2 following days going into playoffs. I think that created another kind of story than compared to last year. I think we can probably do improvements everywhere, and I think what we are talking a lot about internally, we don't really see the success of it. We just count all the errors we're doing. So we really want to follow up and correct the bad stuff and make it better for next year.
So this is one of the biggest events for NIP, yes, like because they are on home turf. And do you feel any change when they're going out in the semi-final with the tickets and stuff for the finals?
Of course, it would be fun to have a Swedish team in the final, but I mean, this is sports. It's not a lottery, or it's not show business. So it's definitely a real sport, and we can't, dictate the results. It's up to the teams. But I think we have a Danish team now in the final, so obviously that's going to mean a lot for the Danish fans on site.
Do you think it's more Danish fans this year?
I don't have it in real numbers because we don't have that data, but I actually think so. I mean, I've seen a lot of Danes here, a lot of Australia shirts and North shirts, and just hear people talking in the nearby area. So yeah, I think there's more Danish people here this year.
So, anything you want to add to everyone thinking about going to an event like this in the future?
I think, it's a huge difference to experience a Counter-Strike tournament live. You can't even compare it to watch it on stream, in my opinion. Doesn't matter if you're a hardcore fan or if you're completely new to esports. I think there's a very different feeling to be here on site, chanting with the rest of the audience, but also kind of experience it in a much cooler way than actually sitting at home. And I think it's also a social thing with all the side activities going on. We have an after party tonight, for example, where it's open for the public and not only for the pro players. So I think that's going to be super cool as well. So the complete experience is definitely something you can't get anywhere else. So I think everyone should test it out. It might be a Dreamhack, can be an ESL Pro League or something else as well. But I think definitely go to one of these events and see what it is.